right, well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Lunch and Learn. My name is John Fleck, and I'm the Director of Business Intelligence and Collaboration at CPI, and Kathleen Molosky is going to be running through some demos of our new Power BI tools with Office 365 as well in this presentation, which is going to be very exciting. So, first of all, on behalf of CPI, I want to welcome all of you and thank you for attending today. And we're going to have a lot of fun here. So today's presentation is designed to help you get the most out of your Microsoft tools that you already have, and also to expose you to some ways that you can get more out of your online experience through the cloud with Office 365 as well. And Kathleen will be demoing all of those as we go through the presentation today. We're going to focus on the Microsoft Excel 2013 BI model, which includes demos of PowerQuery, PowerPivot, PowerView, and PowerMap. And then we're going to speak a little bit at the end about how CPI can help you improve your business intelligence for your organization and what that can mean for your teams. First, I'd like to talk a little bit about the Microsoft Excel 2013 BI model. And we look at it really in terms of three different types of layers: the data layer, the transformation layer, and the delivery layer. And with PowerQuery in Excel 2013, we're able to take sources from all types of endpoints, including the web, different files, databases, and other sources, and we're able to encapsulate all that in as an extraction agent, if you will, inside of PowerQuery, and normalize that data, help to build some common patterns between the data so that the data can be manipulated once it's put into your workbook. From there, we use PowerPivot, which is basically the ability to expand upon a pivot table, and many of you know what pivot tables are, I'm sure, or at least if not, your analysts who help run the day-to-day will be involved in this. PowerPivot allows you to expand your data capacity up to 300 million rows, which is quite amazing. And you can have hundreds of millions of rows in PowerQuery, even above the 300 million. When you import data from all these different sources into Excel, you're then able to do some advanced calculations and build some normalization across that data that allow you to present it in the most viable fashion, which is where PowerView and PowerMap come in. PowerView allows you to visualize and build data exploration tools that allow you to manipulate the data and push the results of those presentations straight to the web and other mobile devices, so mobile desktop devices for your users. While you don't have to have SharePoint to do that from a collaboration perspective, that would also help, and we can maybe talk a little bit about that in the Q&A at the end as well. Also, we have PowerMap, which is a very awesome tool. I think you're going to be so excited about it. It's basically this 3D map where you're allowed to take geospatial data, put it on this map, and use some slicers and some pivots to make this map do some really cool things. So for instance, you can see by area, for instance, on top of a Bing map, you could see everything from how many medals in the Olympics belong to each country, how many gold, silver, and bronze, and you can by date or by size of country, etc. And what will happen is
revenue per city or per region, things like that.
Exactly. It's thank you, Scott. So when you look at some of the presentations in the demo, please remember that those are just to get the imagination going, and that CPI will work with you and your teams to help build KPIs and metrics that will help to take a bunch of raw data points out there and make something useful out of it. So PowerQuery allows you to share and manage queries, as I said before, and it's the tool that basically takes all these different source points and brings those files into one place. Files from the web, from databases,
just lost your
Oh,
text.
Okay, I'll be more careful with the mouse, I'm sorry, thank you. And it allows you to do some manipulation before you put the raw data from those files into your Excel workbook. You can also import from public sources such as Wikipedia. For instance, when I mentioned the gold medals, you can actually go to the Wikipedia page that shows all the different medals that have been awarded in all the Olympics since they've been the beginning of time, if you will. You could import it into a workbook through PowerQuery and do some manipulation straight from the website, from Wikipedia, which is really neat as well. So it provides a very consistent, intuitive experience. You don't need to be a data analyst to use PowerQuery, and that's one of the benefits of this feature, to take all of your different files out there and to assimilate them into Excel. PowerPivot, once you've used PowerQuery to bring everything into your workbook, PowerPivot allows you to expand the data capacity of your workbook and builds upon the pivot table structure that I described here a few minutes ago as well. And this is a sample screenshot of PowerPivot. You're going to see a lot more where this came from Kathleen here in just a few minutes. PowerView, once you've performed some manipulation within your workbook, PowerView allows you to build presentations. You can see some dashboards here. You can actually build bubble charts, tables, and other metrics right inside of Excel, and then you can share this across teams as well, which is also very exciting. This really allows you for data exploration, visualization, and presentation. And the real takeaway here is that as you're looking at these different charts and graphs, you're actually, all these reports are based upon real live data. It's not just an assimilation of some other source. So if you change any of the raw data points, it's going to automatically recalculate inside of PowerView, and you're going to see a new graph based upon the physical changes to the data, which is really exciting. So you can see this in real time as well. Then we have PowerPivot, which I described. This is really just another screenshot of PowerPivot that allowed you to see some insights with interactive charts. You can navigate quickly through the data set, and you can change data to see what effect it has on the overall metrics that appear in the dashboard. You see here some of the bubble charts and line graphs and bar graphs as well. You can also plot on a big map up in the upper left-hand corner, but the most exciting map feature is coming up, and that is the PowerMap feature right here. Here you can plot over 1 million rows of data onto a 3D screen. And there's some really cool videos of this on YouTube as well. It's a new 3D visualization that allow you to map, explore, and interact with geographical data. And for everyone who's just joined, welcome, first of all. I'm John, and I'm with CPI. And Kathleen is here from Microsoft. She's going to be doing a demo for us here in the next few minutes. So thank you for attending today. The really nice thing about PowerMap is that you're able to do some guided tours. You're able to put this to music and build some cinematic themes that really tell a story to your data. And that's really what BI is all about. It's taking a bunch of raw data that you may, by itself doesn't really mean much, right, to your business users or to your customers. But then you take that data and you manipulate it, you extract, transform, you make changes to the analytics involved, and you can really tell a story with this. Like, for instance, this map of North America may not mean much to you until you layer it on top of yet another, or side by side with another power map. Then suddenly you can look at things like ROI, you can look at things like revenue, you can look at things like the average amount of time it's taking to drive from trucks from point A to point B on the other side of the planet, well, not planet, but the other side of the country, things like that. So this can really be useful and beneficial to you and to your users. And the neatest thing about it is it's so easy. You don't need to understand SQL. These tools use DAX, which is data analysis expressions, which is basically the common queries that you run in Excel today. So you don't need to be a power user to take advantage of this tool suite. These are some other reports that are available in Excel that you have access to today through the different add-ins. We have some, we have some dashboards. Sorry about that. But anyway, we have some dashboards here. We have KPIs. These are all different screens that your users can log in and you can extract from Excel and publish to your users. And next, I'm going to turn it over to Kathleen Molosky, who's going to be showing some live demos of how all these tools can be used that you already have today in Excel, as well as the Office 365 cloud features that are brand new. So.